Hello. We have so much to discuss. Wwdc was the 5th of June 2023 and we just have so much to talk about. There's been changes with iOS, obviously, iPadOS, tvOS, macOS, watchOS, and the new product, Vision Pro. I cannot tell you how excited I am. I had to put on the glasses. I hope you recognize, I had to put on the glasses. That's how serious this video is. All I'm gonna say is that I need that Vision Pro yesterday. We've been needing it yesterday, but I have to wait a year for it. We'll get to it. First of all, let's start off with the new product. We got a new Mac Studio. Finally, the Mac Studio is $2,000. The Mac Studio has the M2 Ultra in it. That's new. And we got a new Mac Pro. Just a cheeky little backstory. Apple said that they needed 2 years to transition into Apple Silicon. So, your M1, your M2. It's taken 3 years. Well, it's taken 2.5 years, but it's fine because it's here now. It's definitely $7,000. But it's still here. So we got a new MacBook Air 15-inch. I appreciate the MacBook Air coming out. It's only right, like it's perfect timing. Like I was literally talking to my dad about this yesterday, and then today they debut this. I thought, like, we're just, You should have seen me taking notes throughout WWDC. I was just so excited. I was like, what? Sometimes I had to even watch it again and be like, let me just take more notes just so I could be informed for you guys. But anyways, iOS. There's something new that's coming to the iPhone app. It's called Contact Posters. I would create my own picture, my own name, anything that I want to add, and I could set that as my contact profile so that if I call anyone, that's what will show up on their phone, if that makes sense. So currently in iMessage already, it has something. You have the option to add the person's name and the person's picture that they've associated for themselves. You can now do that for caller ID. So if anyone has a dusty picture of you set as their profile picture for you, so when you call them, that's what they see on their phone. That is no more. You can choose what they see when you call. Live voicemail is something that's new. So let's say you're in a meeting and someone leaves a voicemail for you. You can look at your phone and it's actually transcribing what the person is saying in real time, so you can see if it's an emergency or if they're just talking about something that's not of importance to you, and be like, yeah, let me take this call, or nah, they can wait, kind of thing. And the similar thing is coming to FaceTime. So if I FaceTime you and you don't pick up the phone, I can record a video voicemail saying, oh, I was just calling you just for this, and showing you this, and then you can send it to that person, and that person can obviously watch your video, see if they wanted to respond now, call you later, etc, etc. That's kind of cool. When searching on iMessage, you can use filters. I'm not sure what kind of filters you'd need to use to search something, but it exists. And finally, you can swipe to reply. There's so many times, because I'm an avid iMessage user. I don't really use WhatsApp or any other platforms to talk to people, like, do you know what I mean? And I just think it's so long that you have to double tap or hold down, then click reply, then type out your message. Just finally, the swipe to reply is here now. I don't know what took them so long, but it's here. Another thing, voice notes are also transcribed. So if you can't listen to them right now, you can read it. I'm loving the transcription, so I'm loving it. Next, this is something that I definitely be using often, something called check-in. My phone will let the other person know that I've arrived based on the location, based on my location. And if I'm a bit late or I've stopped in my journey, I will get a pop-up on my phone saying, we can see that you haven't progressed, or we can see that your timing is a bit delayed. Are you okay? Kind of thing. And if you don't respond within 15 minutes or so, it will send that person your location, your battery life, and your cellular activity to see see if you can call that person or if that person can take your call. Everything is all encrypted, so your data is not being shared with anyone. Stickers in iMessage is new. I use memojis for stickers. So you know, if you hold down your memoji when you're in iMessage, you hold down your emoji and you place it on a message, that's being expanded to be used with all stickers. So you can use GIFs, you can use live photos, and it's now a GIF, however you say it, and you can stick it onto a message as a reaction. So you know how on the reactions you have your like, your love, your dislike, your exclamation point, and your question mark. Now you can have stickers as well, and you can add filters to your stickers to make it look juicy if you want to. One thing that's really cool that's coming to AirDrop is something called name drop. You know how when you want to exchange numbers with someone or exchange email addresses or whatever, you have to type it out. Huh? What did you say? Is that a 3 or a 2? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a bit long. You can just bring 2 iPhones near each other. Oh, wavy. You could just bring 2 iPhones near each other and it will pop up with the corresponding contact info for the respective devices, and you can choose to share your name, your number, your email address, whatever you want, and then that's it. Like, that's it, and then it's swapped. You just press a button and it's swapped. That's just sick. I'm gonna need all of you, man, to update to iOS 17 when it comes out, please, because this is just, it's just easy. That's why I like Apple, it's just easy, you know? You can also bring an Apple Watch near to an iPhone as well, and an Apple Watch to an Apple Watch. I don't know about an Apple Watch to an Apple Watch, but I know definitely for an iPhone to an Apple Watch too, if you wanted to exchange details that way. As well as name drop, you can also bring phones near each other to AirDrop pictures or files or whatever. Just bring it close to each other and press a button and you're done. Like, it's just so easy. There's also been some improvements to autocorrect and predictions. Journal is coming to the iPhone later this year. We don't have a date. That usually means like fall time or around November, December. The way the Journal app will work is based on your locations and your photos, what you've done that day. It will give you suggestions about what to include in your journal, and you could talk about it, and then it will have smart suggestions. It will give you notification prompts, and it will schedule notifications to remind you to write in your journal at the start of the day, at the end of the day, whenever you want. And you also have the ability to lock your journal because it's private. Another thing that's coming to iOS is something called standby. So that's when you put your phone in a horizontal position and you can have your different widgets. Basically, you know when your Apple Watch is, when it's charging and it's in the nighttime mode, nightstand mode, and it's just showing you like your battery and the time and the date. A similar thing like that is coming to the iPhone, but you have a lot more options. Like, you have a lot more widgets to choose from. You have all of your widgets to choose from, I think. You can choose different pictures to show up as well, the clock, anything you want to, and it looks nice. And if you're in sleep mode, or if your phone recognizes that it's quite dark, the brightness will turn all the way down on your phone. I'm not sure that I'd want that on all night because of battery and whatnot, but it's nice to have. It also supports live activities, so if you're watching sports, it will keep you up to date on the score. Like, it will have like a 1-on-1 and the team and a verse or whatever on the screen. But most importantly, the most important live activity is to let you know when Uber has your food. One last thing for iOS, and basically for all of the devices that use Hey Siri, you no longer have to say those 2 words. You can just say Siri and it will pop up with whatever you need to ask it. Cool. iPadOS. One thing that's coming is that you can interact with widgets directly from the home page. So for example, if you have a reminders widget and you want to mark something as done, you just tap it and it won't open the app, it will just erase, it will go away because you've marked it as done, kind of thing. Like, so you're interacting with the different widgets without going into the app, if that makes sense. You can finally have lock screen personalization. Finally. You can have widgets there, and because it's an iPad, it's a bigger screen, you can have a lot more widgets to the side, really make it look nice and just just nice, you know. You can also interact with those widgets from the home screen without opening the apps. Also, live activities is also coming to the iPad lock screen, and something that uses live activities is the timer, and you can have multiple timers simultaneously. Yay! Another thing that finally came to the iPad, I know I'm saying finally and not, but it's just like, come on, it's about time. But it's fine, they're here. Another thing that's finally coming to the iPad is the health app. I don't know why it wasn't, but it's here. It's fine, it's here. The same way you'd use it on your iPhone, you can now use it on your iPad, but you just have more real estate to interact with it. We love to see it. PDFs and the way you use PDFs on the iPads are really cool now. So you know, on PDFs you usually have to fill out your name, your email address, your address, your any other data. It will recognize that your name is supposed to go here, and etc, 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 and it will autofill that information for you. You can also have various PDFs in your Notes app. The Notes app is getting kind of cool. I do like the Notes app. It's still not on levels of like GoodNote and Notability, but it's getting there. I like that you can have multiple PDFs finally in the Notes app. And live collaboration in Notes is also a thing. It's been a thing, but it's more of a thing now with the PDFs. You can see when someone is working on a PDF, whether they're next to you, a different country, no matter how or where, as long as they have access to the PDF and the collaboration tab in the notes, you can see what they're doing real time. Love to see it. And I'm not sure if you know about the app called Freeform. It's available on your iPhone, your iPad, your Mac. It's like a nice brainstorming tool that you can use in the workplace or for personal life or whatever. It's like a big, endless whiteboard, and you write your ideas on it and stuff. And with collaboration, now there's this thing called follow along, where you can see what someone is doing, where they jump to, what they're writing. If they go to another point of the whiteboard, you can jump there with them. It's kind of cool. Mac OS. We're going through so much. Something that's cute, you can have screensavers that are from different parts of the world, and it's like you're moving through it. It's like really cool, like, and then when you unlock it, that's when it will become stationary and you can see your desktop. It's cool, it's nice. Widgets can finally be added to the desktop. A year it took, a year. And you can interact with them like how you would on the iPad. So like I said, you can mark your reminder as done without going into the app. Stuff like that. I like that a lot. Your widgets can be placed anywhere on the desktop. When you open up any app, you can see your widgets become more translucent in the background, so it's not as distracting. There's something called private browsing. You can lock your browser windows. You can have passkeys and you can share it with people. You can have different profiles, so your work account, your personal account, and your school account. Thank you. Thank you. You can have web apps. Let's say I'm using Notion. I can add the web app to your dock, and then the software treats it like it's an app itself. So once you add it as a web app, you can close the browser tab that it was in, open up the web app, and it's treated like an app on its own. So the way you interact with it is slightly different than the browser view. It's treated like an actual app, but it's a website, but it's an app. I love it. I love it. I'm definitely going to be using it as much, because sometimes I like to leave things open like Canva or Pinterest or Notion because I always access it, but it just takes up too much space on my tabs. Gaming, like, I'm not a gamer, so it's using Metal 3 now, and it has this new thing called game mode. So whenever you're using a game, the majority of the CPU and GPU will be used for the game, and it will reduce it elsewhere. Death Stranding, the director's cut, is now coming to the Mac. Yay, great. Okay, and how about gaming? Video conferencing. So they have this thing, it's like it's a presenter overlay. Anyone can move your face depending on where they want it to be. Or another way video overlay works is you can be the main face and your presentation is behind you, right? But it looks wavy. And you have something in FaceTime where people can do reactions. So like, depending on what you do with your hands or whatever, you can have balloons will pop up and love hearts and celebration. emotions, and if you do 2 thumbs up, you'll have fireworks behind you. It's so cool. It's like so quirky and cute. Something that's coming to your AirPods is something called adaptive audio blend transparency and active noise cancellation. So it will reduce some noises and not others. If somebody is coming up to you and they start trying to interact with you, I think it's so annoying. You can see that my headphones in and you're still trying to talk to me, but it's fine. All you have to do is to start speaking and it will reduce the background noise, but it will focus on the person that is talking to you so that you can still hear them, but you're still listening to whatever. So let's say you're on the phone, you're walking in the street and there's some construction. You can press to mute your AirPods so that the other person on the other side doesn't have to hear all of that. And then when you've walked past, or you can press to unmute. Usually though, I thought pressing your AirPods when you're on a call ends the call. So maybe it mutes instead. We'll see. In some hotels, you can now use AirPlay. So you just have to scan the QR code that pops up and your phone is connected to the internet and you can watch what you was watching before on your account. One thing that's kind of cool with SharePlay. So now you have SharePlay in the car, yay! So let's say your phone is connected, you're the driver, your phone is connected to CarPlay. Anyone else in the car that has an iPhone obviously can join your session so they can pick the music that's playing. tvOS. You can see memories as your screensaver on your TV. When you've abandoned your TV and it has a screensaver, it'll now show your memories. FaceTime has now been brought to Apple TV. So how this would work is you would use your phone because it has something called continuity camera. That's when it really uses your wide angle lens. So let's say you're sitting by yourself and someone just comes into the shot. The frame will adjust on FaceTime so that it has a wider view so it can see both of you kind of thing. So you'd set your phone in front of the TV so it can see everything that it needs to, and everyone on FaceTime will just be really big. And instead of using your iPhone, you can use your iPad as well. Zoom is now coming to tvOS as well, which is nice. Yeah, I guess, yay. WatchOS. It's all kind of changing. The Apple Watch is cool, but a lot of things can be really small. Now you can interact using widgets. You can have smart stacks as well, like you do on your iPhone, and you can have timers in your smart stacks. They redesigned the activity app. So those for the cycling and the hiking mandem, they've added some stuff for you lot too. You get 2 new watch faces. The mindfulness app that was only on the Apple Watch is now on the iPhone and iPad. It has something called state of mind. It will ask you how you're feeling right now, and it will track all that information throughout the different days, weeks, months. If you're feeling a bit down, if you're feeling really happy, or just take note of that. And it has a survey now where you can answer a couple of questions and it will let you know if you need a bit more attention, a bit more special help, or something like that. You know how the little youths have Apple Watches now? They have something that's coming to their Apple Watches where it tracks how long they are outdoors for. So apparently there's this thing that children need to be outside in nature a lot of the time for like 90 to 120 minutes a day. Your parents can track their child's Apple Watches to see how long they're outdoors for. There's something called screen distance. So you know how children really love to hold their iPads here to see the content on the screen? You'll get a pop-up on the screen saying, bring it back, relax. And this is for their vision health. So the public beta will be out next month and the developer beta is already out. To be on the Apple developer program, it is £99 per year. I can wait a month, I'll be all right. So the one more thing that's got everybody gassed and everybody feeling good is the Vision Pro. Yes. This is so good. This is so good. The way I was gassed when I was watching this part of Wwdc. So Apple finally have their AR/VR headset. It's taken them far too long and it's not even coming out until next year. Let me just tell you that in advance so you don't get your hopes up. It's been revealed. We know what it's gonna look like, what it's going to entail. And let me just tell that to you right now, shall I? You're welcome. So you're gonna have the headset on. People can see your eyes through it, yeah? You'll be able to see your reality with AR overlays. I was talking about this in my shorts. So remember I posted a couple of shorts? A lot of that was true. You have your reality and you have your AR overlays. You can see all the different apps that you have. Like I said, a lot of iPad apps are coming to the Vision Pro. You control the headset with your eyes and your hand, depending where you're looking over your AR overlay of your real life. Yeah, it will use that as a cursor, and if you want to click something, you do this with your fingers, and if you want to scroll, you do something like that, I think. Yeah, something like that. It's really cool. So you use your hands as gestures and stuff like that. You obviously also use your voice as well. Siri is obviously a thing on the Vision Pro. You can watch movies, sports and shows, spatial audio. Apparently the spatial audio is banging, but we'll only hear it once we hear it, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? You can place apps where you want. You can resize them. You can bring them closer. You can move them further. And there's a shadow on the floor so you can see the proximity of where it actually is. You can look at your search field and you can just start dictating to it. You can use the magic trackpad and you can use the magic mouse and you can use the magic keyboard with the Vision Pro. Eyesight. Eyesight is what it's called when it reveals your eyes. I'll explain. So when someone is nearby, or when the headset recognizes that someone is nearby, it will reveal your eyes to them. And when you're fully immersed in whatever you're doing, it will hide your eyes so that they know that you're doing something. You can obviously use Safari. You can layer your apps. You can have so many different screens. You can receive a 3D image. You can pull it and drop it into your space. Like, why would you need a 3D image? But it's there, it's a thing. You can bring your MacBook Pro in front of you. Or your Mac screen, or whatever Mac you have, you can bring your Mac in front of you into the midst and use your VR as the monitor. You can collaborate with teams with the VR, of course. You can FaceTime with the VR. It works with all Apple devices. The panorama pictures that you take on your iPhone, you can see them on your headset and you're just so immersed. It's like this, it's like this. It's so cool. I'm definitely gonna take more panorama pictures just for that reason. Obviously when the headset comes, because there's no point in taking it now. But it's like that. It plays videos. You can also take pictures with the headset and you can take videos or 3D videos. That's called spatial video, spatial cinema. When you're watching something, when you're watching a movie, it dims the background, and depending on where or what you're watching, the background can feel like an immersive experience as well, like you're actually there in the film. But obviously that depends on the film that you're watching. But isn't that wavy? Oh my days. Obviously use your AirPods with the headset as well, and you can watch 3D movies like Avatar. Oh. You can play Apple Arcade games as well, and it has controller support. You're trying to play NBA 2K or something, you can do that. You can bring Disney into your world. I think it is so smart that Apple made a collaboration with Disney Plus. I think it's great, so intelligent, so intelligent, because Disney just makes you feel all happy and bubbly inside, depending on what you're watching, obviously. But having that immersive experience with Disney Plus, wavy. So like I was saying in my Rumors videos, you can change your headband to make it larger or smaller, or they would definitely have different colors and different combinations that you can have. The headband is readjustment, so there's a dial on the side to tighten or make the headband looser. You have custom optical inserts that magnetically attach to the headset. If you're a full-eyed person like me, you can't wear your glasses with the headset, but you can attach your prescription though. I wonder if that's going to be more expensive, because this thing is $3,499. So the display, it has micro OLED, 223 million pixels. So that's more pixels than a 4K TV, and there's 2 of them per eye. So it has an M2 chip in it. So remember in my Rumors video I was talking about how it has 2 M2 chips in it. It actually has 1 M2 chip and 1 R1 chip, and the R1, I'm pretty sure it stands for reality, but it makes you feel like it's real basically. Because you know when you're wearing like the Meta Quest or another VR headset, you kind of feel dizzy and you have to take it off after some amount of time. With this R1 chip, it's supposed to be really smooth, real time stuff happening, and you're supposed to feel better and not wheezy. Let's just hope it's better. Vision OS. So it creates a persona for you. So you hold the headset in front of you and it scans your face, and then it makes an avatar for you. When you're wearing your Vision Pro headset, that's what people will see on FaceTime, and when you're in other video conferencing as well. But like, your avatar it obviously looks fake because it's an avatar. It looks like you are from a game. I don't know how to describe it, but I'm like, it obviously when you're talking, it mimics your mouth. It just looks like a game, if you know what I mean. The Vision Pro works with Microsoft apps and Lightroom, Adobe Lightroom. The headset has something called Optical ID, and that's where you can unlock the headset with your eyes. Nobody has the same Retina ID, not even twins, so it's definitely unique. You can use it for Apple Pay to access your keychain access, and it's all encrypted. Of course, Apple and privacy are key. It was a lot. This must be my longest video on my channel, but you're welcome. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'm gonna stop.